My name is Daniel Harper, and this is the story of how emotional infidelity nearly destroyed my marriage, my sense of self, and everything I believed about love. When Emily and I met 10 years ago, it felt like one of those movie moments that people don't believe happen in real life. She dropped her coffee, I picked it up. She apologized 3 times, and by the end of the day, we were already laughing like old friends. We married 2 years later, and I built my world around the sound of her voice and the way she looked at me when she thought I didn't notice. But marriages don't break in a single day. They weaken through moments so small, you shrug them off until suddenly you can't. It began slowly. Emily started coming home later from work. At first, it was once a week, then twice. She'd say she had extra meetings, late projects, new responsibilities. I wanted to believe her. I trusted her. Trust was the foundation we built everything on. But trust only works when two people keep reinforcing it. And she had stopped. One evening, I asked if she wanted to go out to dinner like we used to. She hesitated, then said she was too tired. But I saw the way her eyes flickered away from mine, like she was holding a secret. I tried to brush it off, but her phone kept lighting up with messages she checked only when she walked away from me. The turning point came one night when she fell asleep on the couch with her phone unlocked. I didn't touch it. I didn't have to. The screen lit up with a preview of a message. Can't stop thinking about earlier. You make my day every time. It was from someone named Tyler. I felt my blood turn cold. I didn't open the message. I didn't snoop. I just stared at her and wondered how long she had been slipping away from me. The next morning, I asked her who Tyler was. She froze, then tried to laugh it off, claiming he was a coworker, a friend, someone she joked around with. But jokes don't make someone's heart race. Jokes don't keep someone awake at night smiling into a screen. And jokes don't break the steady rhythm of a marriage. Still, she insisted it was nothing. So I did what husbands often do when they daunt to face the truth. I tried harder. I cooked her dinner. I cleaned more. I reminded her how much I loved her. But the more I reached for her, the more she slipped away. One night, desperate for clarity, I followed her car after she said she had another late meeting. I know how that sounds. I know it wasn't my proudest moment, but the ache in my chest wouldn't let me stay home again. She parked at a small cafe on the edge of town, a quiet place with warm lights glowing through the windows. I watched her walk inside, watched her sit at a corner table, and watched another man walk in minutes later. Tall, charming, confident. He sat across from her, and she lit up in a way she hadn't for me in months. I didn't barge in. I didn't cause a scene. Instead, I watched her laugh at his jokes, tuck her hair behind her ear, the way she always did when she felt nervous around someone she liked. I watched her lean in just slightly, as though she was letting him into a space that used to belong only to me. I drove home that night in complete silence. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just sat there on the edge of our bed, memorizing how the room looked before everything shattered. When she returned, she froze when she saw me awake. I told her I saw her. I told her I knew. She didn't deny it this time. She broke down crying real, gut-wrenching sobs that shook her shoulders. She said it wasn't physical. She said she never crossed that line. But she admitted she had crossed every emotional boundary we promised each other we'd protect. She told me she felt lonely, disconnected, like we had fallen into routines instead of love. She told me Tyler made her feel seen again. I didn't yell. I didn't call her names. I didn't want to hurt her. I only asked one question. Did you ever talk to me about feeling unseen? She didn't answer. She couldn't, because she knew she had chosen another man instead of choosing communication. Healing wasn't quick. It wasn't simple. I moved into her guest room for a while. We went to counseling. Some days I was ready to walk away. Other days I remembered the girl who dropped her coffee and smiled at me like I was the only person in the world. Emily cut contact with Tyler immediately, deleted his number. Change jobs? Not because I demanded it, but because she realized emotional betrayal is still betrayal. She realized she had risked everything for a feeling she could found at home if she had just reached for my hand instead of her phone. Slowly, painfully, we rebuilt. We set real boundaries. We talked honestly, even when it hurt. And somehow, through the tears and the arguments and the long nights of silence, we found our way back to each other. Today, our marriage isn't perfect, but it's stronger. Not because we forgot what happened, but because we learned from it. Emotional infidelity may not leave physical evidence, but the scars run deep. Trust isn't something you regain in a moment. It's something you earn every day. And now, when I look at Emily, I don't see the woman who betrayed me. I see the woman who chose to stay, to fight, to rebuild something she almost destroyed. And I see myself, the man who learned that love is not about never breaking it, is about choosing to repair what is worth saving.